Hey marketing leader, today we'll be talking about 7 most important web user experience principle. Quite a mouthful, but what it means is effectively it gives you some kind of framework or rules to work with to build a website that is a friendly environment for your users to explore your brand, engage with your brand, and perhaps buy from your brand. So again, let's take a look what's in store today. First, most important principle is user centricity. Heavy word, but all it means is that you put the user in the driver's seat. You will want to make sure that whatever you do, it solves that user's problems, it puts their needs in the first place, and therefore you acknowledge their preferences and requirements, their situation overall. Consistency is the second principle. And by consistency, I mean that user comes to you to use your product, service, or engage with your brand with some kind of preconceptions that have been established by similar brands or market or just habits, external factors, whatever that is. User comes with certain way of behaving, and you want to make sure that it's quite consistent, quite in line with what the user is familiar with. That also includes visual assets. It includes actions that they can take in your application. For example, let's say you are building a grocery store application where they can buy groceries, right? So why reinvent the wheel? Why come up with weird solutions that no one is familiar with when basket button in the top right corner of the screen is something that everyone goes for, and it's highly likely that the user, that particular user of yours, have already acknowledged that fact that it always sits in top right corner. Why introduce that extra friction? Keep that experience consistent and you will be that much better. Hierarchy is the third principle, and it's all about making sense out of your content architecture, making sense out of navigating the pages of that structure of every page or screen. The most important bits should be at the top, and the way they are organized should make some kind of holistic sense to the user. They should be categorized somehow and just be easily digestible. So do your homework and make sure the content on your website or in your application has this kind of low threshold to learn so that people can just get on with finding a piece of information that they are looking for. The fourth principle is context. Now, when you design a website or an application or any product whatsoever, you have to consider the context that it will be used in. That includes devices, the location, environment, will it be loud? Anything like this that can impact the quality of experience with your product is extremely important to consider. It might be that the emotional state of the user is also important to account for, depending on who is your target audience. Next, fifth principle is control, user control. What it means is effectively you want to hand over the control back to the user and be forgiving for making mistakes, help them correct those mistakes or reverse back an action. Just be understanding, let them go back to the original route path they were on before they sort of lost their way a bit. Because the sooner you do that, the sooner you provide that emergency exit for them to go back to what we were doing, the better for you. Accessibility has become this buzzword, but what it effectively means is to make something to be usable for as many people as possible with all sorts of disabilities. So before you dive into choosing a color for your brand or building that beautiful button for the website, think about things like text legibility, color contrast, which should be quite high, making it nice, spacious, include different devices, different disabilities, people with worse sight or hearing. They all should be able to use your website without any problems. Maybe they don't have access to a mouse, they would rather just use keyboard. That also should be part of your accessibility audit. Now, the final one is usability. I think it's often confused with accessibility and is being used interchangeably, and it's really not the way to go about it. Usability is how easy it is for the user to complete their goal on the said website, application, whatever they're trying to use. We can break this down into a few sub-components, sub-principles. So first of all, we have learnability. How easy it is to get it? You know, when you sometimes just get it, how easy, how long does it take to get to that point as a user? Efficiency is something I kind of said when explaining the definition. How quick can a user complete the action that they are after? Memorability, that is when someone took a little break from using your product, and when they come back, how easy it is to refamiliarize themselves with that product and just jump back into doing their own thing. There is errors. How many errors did a user faced as they went through the journey? That's also one, but most importantly, how easy was it for them to recover from those errors? You know, speaking about being, forgiving with the errors and helping them go back to the main journey, that is also part of usability. Finally, satisfaction, and that is a big one too. You want to make sure that journey was pleasant to the customer, to the user. So again, the question here would be, how pleasant was the experience? That is also part of usability. That's really it. Here you have 7 important web user experience principles. Did I miss any? Did you know about all of them? Do let me know in the comments. I look forward to hearing from you. And again, thanks so much for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.